Hello everybody! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Gwen. My smoothie is sweating all over me. Hi everyone. Hey everyone, it's Gwen and welcome back to my channel. Today, as you guys saw from the title, I'm doing a Q&A. So I like to do these about every 6 months or so. I haven't done a Q&A since November of 2020. If you guys remember, I was sitting in this exact spot, but I was holding a Phil's coffee in my hand, throwback. And now we're here in the same spot and I've got a smoothie today because I figured it was summer vibes. I actually really wanted to film this outside. Like I wanted to go to a park and drink my smoothie and you know, be one with nature. But it has been so hot. I feel like we're having low-key a heat wave here in Chicago. I don't know. It was crazy hot for the 4th of July and it's still really hot. So I thought it'd be easier to just film this inside. I'm sorry. I still want to do a picnic video this year, so hopefully that will happen once it cools down a bit. But for today, I'm just gonna be chilling in my apartment here with my smoothie, answering some of your guys' questions. I asked you guys for questions on my Instagram, so if you're not following me on Instagram, be sure to do so if you'd like. Links for all my social media will be down below, so be sure to check it out for future Q&As. Like I said, I like to do these about every 6 months or so, just to give you guys a little bit of a life update. So without further ado, let's get started. Side note real quick, I'm so happy. I just got a Jamba Juice really close to me again. There used to be one near where I'm living years and years ago, but then it closed, and so I didn't really have it very often, and a new one just opened up very close to me, so I went to Jamba. I'm such a big smoothie gal, and they have all these plant-based smoothies for all my vegan queens out there. Check them out. Very, very good. This is the Smooth Talkin' Mango, because I used to get the Mango A Go-Go, and that's on their classics list, and this is basically the plant-based version of that. It's a little bit more milky because it has oat milk in it, but I really like it. So just, you know, little Jamba plug here, not spawn. I'm gonna raise you guys up a tad. So sorry. I feel like I'm having to slouch over. It's a struggle filming this apartment. I say it every time. For the questions, I'm gonna put them up on the screen, but I'm not gonna put people's usernames on the screen this time. I know I did that back in November. I just feel like, you know, for privacy purposes, I don't want to put someone's username on the screen, and I want to feel like you guys can kind of ask me questions anonymously, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna put them on the screen, but I won't put usernames. Just, I don't know, try to keep people's privacy. The first question I got is, how is your first summer in Chicago? Which is such a nice question. So if you didn't know, this is my first summer living in Chicago. I have literally been trying to make this happen for the past 2 or 3 years at this point. You know, I knew, I guess, summer after freshman year I was gonna go home, just because it you know, it was freshman year. I wasn't used to being on my own for a long period of time, so I did want to go home that summer. That was summer of 2019. But then my plan was for summer of 2020 to actually sublet a place up north in Rogers Park near Loyola's main campus and stay here for the summer with get an internship, do some networking, you know, be a smart businesswoman, smart working woman, and just really be excited to live here for the summer. Obviously with COVID, that did not happen. I was stuck at home last summer. We know, we were all there, we went through it. And so I'm very excited that this is finally my first summer here after, you know, long awaited times. I didn't even know if this was gonna happen, honestly, and I'm so happy that it did. Obviously, I ended up getting my own apartment at the end of the summer last year, if you guys remember my apartment tour, my moving in vlog. So I'm still here. I actually just renewed my lease last month, so I will be here for about another year or so, which is exciting, and it just gives me the opportunity to stay here for the summer and not be moving around from dorm to dorm and everything like that. So my first summer in Chicago has been really, really great. Not too many complaints overall. Obviously with things reopening, it's been really exciting to be able to start going out and doing things again. Navy Pier reopened, the beaches are open, so I've been going to the beach a lot. Shows are beginning to spring up. You know, Lollapalooza is happening in a month. I'm not going. I'm actually going home in about 2 weeks. For about 2 weeks, so I won't be here when Lolla's happening, which I'm kind of happy about. But I mean, Lollapalooza is gonna happen, which is gonna be the first big festival back here, and a bunch of little after shows are springing up, and a bunch of other shows are gonna start happening in August and the fall. So it's really exciting to kind of see the city come back to life. They're doing fireworks off Navy Pier every week again, which they didn't do last summer, and yeah, it's been really nice. You know, trying to see as many friends as possible. A lot of people that I know are here. Sometimes they go home like I do as well, right? But a lot of people I know from school are living here, which is cool being able to see them. My grandparents, as some of you guys might know, they live here, which is great. So I've been able to see them a lot this summer. And yeah, just really trying to take advantage of it, you know, take advantage of exploring the city while I'm here, because I do have some more free time. I'm not totally buckled down by classes. It's really weird being here and like not having classes, you know? So it's been really great to give me more time to explore the city and just really enjoy it, especially in the summer. The next question is, what was your all-time favorite concert you've been to, including festivals and stuff? Damn, I don't know, my gosh. I feel like I answered this question about a year ago when I did the concert tag, if you guys remember that video, and I don't think I gave like a solid one answer. One show that comes to mind for sure that isn't a festival was my 50th show. That was in the summer of 2019. That was Belmont, Hot Mulligan, Fredo Disco, who else? Oh my god, I'm blanking. Kayak Jones, and oh my god, what's the other band? They're like In Love or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Oh my god, I'm blanking on their name. Future Teens. Yes, it was that show. And like that lineup was amazing. That show was in Boston. We went to the Boston date. We were like barricaded for part of it. I just had one of the most fun times I've ever had during Belmont's set. Like I was stage diving, crowd surfing, everything. Like I don't know why that show was just fantastic. It was like the perfect 50th show. So that definitely comes to mind as a very, very memorable show. In terms of festivals, I mean, obviously like Warped Tour on the beach was extremely memorable just because of like that it was on the beach and that it was like a one-time festival thing, and that we got to go to Atlantic City in 2019 to see like so many of our favorite bands. I mean, we saw Blink in a crowd of like 20,000 people, and Vama and I both crowd surfed for like 2 minutes, like across just this huge sea of people. I've told all these stories before, but like that also comes to mind. Same with even like Ridefest of 2019, because it was my first time going to Ridefest. I had such a blast. That's probably honestly my favorite festival that I've ever been to was Ridefest, and I'm so excited like that it's coming back and everything this year. So I don't know, those are some of the ones that kind of, you know, jump out at me. Even like the first time I saw Knuckle Puck was crazy memorable, the AP tour in 2016, just because that was like my first real pop punk show. So those are just some of the ones that come to my head, just kind of off the top of my head. I did answer this last year in my concert tag video, which you guys can check out. I'll link it up there if you guys want to see more in depth of that answer. But those are just the things that kind of come off my head. There isn't like one show that I'm like, that was the holy grail, and maybe there will be at some point, but those are the ones off the top of my head that are super, super memorable and some of my faves. Next question is just, how are you? Someone just asked, how are you? It's just like such a sweet thing. I'm good, honestly. It's been kind of weird this summer, I'm not gonna lie. Part of me feels like I kind of like built it up in my head a bit more than I should have, in terms of like, oh, I'm gonna do all these things, like all these different people. And really, like, I'm not trying to complain at all, because I'm extremely grateful to be here and not be at home, which sounds bad. And I'm very excited to go home and visit in a few weeks, but I feel like I've been able to be so much more creative and productive being here this summer, and I've had so many great opportunities. I have an internship and I'm working 2 jobs, all in like my career path, if that makes sense, like all in the things that I'm studying, which I'm really grateful for. So I don't want to complain, and I catch myself complaining about little things day to day, and I'm like, stop self, you should be grateful. So I am. But one of the things that's been kind of annoying, I guess, has just been that I thought I was gonna see so many more people than I actually am this summer. And it's hard to know, you know, when people are here. Like I said, like some people live here and they have apartments here that go to school with me, but they're not always here. You know, sometimes they're home, and it's hard to know when people are here, and making plans with people this summer has just been a lot harder than I thought it would be. And you know, part of that might be because of COVID, and people are just kind of getting back into being social again, so it's hard. And I'm trying to force myself to do that by reaching out to people, but it's just been so hard to actually make concrete plans, which kind of sucks, especially because I live alone. I'm trying to like hang out with as many people as I can and like stay social, because even though I do consider myself an introvert, like I do need social interaction. It's very important for me. So that's just been something that's been kind of bugging me lately, is just like the struggle to make plans with people. But I do have some fun things planned, and I try and keep as busy and as social as I can be. You know, even like I've gotten very used to doing things by myself. I go to the beach by myself. Like I don't mind doing things alone either, getting food by myself. But part of me is also like, I've been doing that for the past year and a half. Like I've been living here by myself, doing things by myself, not being able to see people, and now like pretty much everybody I know is vaccinated, the fact that we can actually go and do stuff together, but then like I can't make plans with anybody. So that's what's the frustrating part, is it's like I don't mind doing things by myself, but hey, we're all vaccinated, so like let's go get food together, you know? So it's also just hard because people have different work schedules. I'm kind of lucky where my work schedule, despite from a few key things like throughout the week that are set in stone, a lot of my work is very flexible, and other people's work isn't like that. They have 9-to-5 jobs, or they just have like other set schedules that are not as flexible as me too. So I try not to complain that much, and overall I think despite being a little lonely from time to time, I think I'm doing pretty well, and I'm very grateful that I'm able to be here. Have you been to an in-person show since COVID? I am so glad someone asked this question, solely because I want to be able to talk about this show. I went to my first in-person show June 26th, which was I think like last weekend or 2 weekends ago at this point, and that was actually Wolf Road's first in-person show back. If you don't know, Wolf Road is the band that I run merch for. They're from a suburb of Chicago. I've been with them for a while now. Like I got used to going to all their shows and selling merch, and I hadn't done that since last March. And this was actually their EP release show for their new acoustic EP called Counterpoint, which you also check out. It's really, really good. And I was so excited for the show because they have all this new summer merch, and I got to like lay out the merch table the way I wanted it, and just like see a bunch of people I haven't seen in a while, you know, like see people in the scene that I missed, and get to talk to so many people, sell a lot of merch. I think I sold over like $500 worth of merch that night. I got some tips, which was fun. They had like these pre-order merch bundles that I got to give out to people who were coming to pick up their order. Like I was actually pretty busy throughout the night, which was super fun. It was at this little brewery in Ravenswood in Chicago. And it was so much fun. It was an acoustic show. It was all pretty much local bands doing acoustic sets. And I think it was like a pretty perfect show to kind of come back from, just because it wasn't like crazy moshing intense. Like it was a very nice way to ease everybody back into it. And it was super, super fun. And it honestly like felt surreal to be at a show. Like, and we went to a few drive-in shows, as you guys know. We went to 2 drive-in shows the past year, and those were really fun, but like this was a show that I was like looking at people like in a crowd. And for the last song that Wolf Road played, one of my friends, she always goes up during the bridge and she sings into the mic, and she asked me like, oh, are you gonna stay behind the merch table the whole time? And I was like, yeah, for most of their set, because people might want to come and buy merch, but for the last song, girl, pull me up with you and I will sing with you. And she did, and here's a little video of that. We were singing on stage. But yeah, it was so much fun, and like being up there and singing and like bopping around and dancing with people at a show, it truly felt so surreal. And it just kind of like made me a little teary-eyed by the end of the night, because I was just thinking in my head, like, we made it. Like, we made it through. Like, not knowing that the last Wolf Road show would have been our last show for 1.5 years, but like, look at us here. We made it. And it's just crazy. And I'm so excited for all the shows that are springing up now in the city and beyond. And it's like so exciting. So yeah, it was a really, really fun first show back, and I am very grateful for the experience. What music did your parents make you listen to growing up? This was a really cool question, and I was kind of like shown, I was gonna say 2 sides. I think my dad showed me a lot of rock and roll and a lot of like psychedelic new wave stuff, like the Psychedelic Furs, which we both love. I was shown a lot of rock from his point of view, and then my mom gave me like a lot of 80s pop. I feel like I've talked about this before. And then, you know, together blossom me, who loves, like, honestly loves pop and rock, you know. So those were kind of the 2 things that I was really shown when I was young, was kind of some classic rock. My mom would show me like the classics like REM and like Blister in the Sun, like those kind of songs that she loved, you know. And then my dad would show me some classics like Dead Kennedys and the Ramones and stuff like that, but also some of the more, for him, I guess, underground bands like the Kaiser Chiefs, which are a British band. I don't know if any of you guys know who they are. They were like one of my favorite bands growing up. Even showed me like some Blink, you know, Blink 182, a little bit of Fall Out Boy as I got a little bit older, that kind of thing. But yeah, my dad showed me a lot of rock, really got me into that. Initially, I think that he wasn't fighting me when I was into my pop phase. Like I loved Hannah Montana and like that kind of Disney Channel pop, like Jonas Brothers and that kind of thing. And I don't think he was super happy that I liked that music, but he also wasn't like forcing me against it. But we actually did a video years ago talking together about the music that I grew up with and how he was actually happy when I got out of that pop phase, I guess, and started leaning more towards the rock that he had shown me, and when I started finding my own music, just because he didn't really want me to be someone that listened to the top 40, which I'm not, right? So it all worked out. But I definitely think that I wouldn't have the music taste that I would have now if it wasn't for those roots of my dad, like making these little mix CDs for me that had fun rock songs, and my mom introducing me to all of her 80s stuff. I definitely wouldn't be the person I am today without those influences. Y'all, this smoothie slaps. Comment your favorite smoothie down below. Let's get a good smoothie convo going on. Next question is, artists you've been listening to the most lately? My gosh, so what artists have I been listening to? I've been listening to, honestly, any artists that like remind me of summer I've been listening to a lot, including Surfaces, who I just recently really got into this past year, but they just released a new album called Pacifico. And if you know Surfaces, they are very much a perfect kind of summer band. So I've been listening to them a lot. Their new album, not summer at all, but I have also been listening to Beartooth's new album Below a lot, which I am loving. So many artists have been coming out with new music that it's honestly been a bit hard to keep track, but I've been listening to a lot of them. Also a lot of Dance Gavin Dance, because I just feel like I'm always listening to them. I listen to them a lot when I work out as well. So I've really been enjoying them. I'm listening to a lot of hardcore too, which is weird for me in the summer, but I'm planning on seeing Knocked Loose twice in September, and I made a setlist playlist of all the hardcore bands that are gonna be on that lineup. So I've been bopping a lot of Knocked Loose and some of their openers for those shows, which are gonna be Lurk, Incendiary, One Step Closer, Karma, Magnitude. I mean, there's so many great hardcore bands that I've been jamming lately. So yeah, those are some of the ones. I'm trying to think of like what other things. Oh, Machine Gun Kelly. I mean, look, I hate that I like his new album, but I do. Tickets to My Downfall. It's a bop, especially like it's a really good summer bop. So I've been listening to a lot of that kind of stuff. I have a playlist called Summer Vibes that I listen to a lot in the summer. I'll link it below if any of you guys are interested. It has a lot of early 2000s pop bops. So I've been listening to honestly a lot of that. It also has a ton of Weezer on it. Like I think Weezer was my top artist of last month, just because A, I'm planning on seeing them at the Hella Mega Tour in August, so I've been listening to them a lot because of that, but also they are just a lot of, you know, they have a lot of great summer songs. Like the whole White album is perfect for the summer. I've also been listening to a ton of Fall Out Boy and Green Day because they're gonna be playing with Weezer at the Hella Mega Tour, and I'm so excited for that show. Next question is, what shows do you have planned for the fall? Which kind of perfect little segue here. I have a lot. Let me get out my list. I actually want to make a whole video specifically talking about all the shows I have lined up for the rest of the year because there's a lot of them. There was literally a streak when like things were getting announced. It was like every single day or two I was buying a concert ticket. And this is so funny because my friends and I predicted this. I said like in February or something, I was like, when the bands around the world get that green light that they can start touring again, like it's gonna be like the floodgates have opened and shit's gonna go crazy and there's gonna be like 10,000 tours announced. And I literally was right. And I'm not complaining. I think it's great because I haven't been spending money on tours the whole last year, and now it's like every other week, tour, you know, take my money, like I'm so excited. Also, a lot of shows that have been springing up in Chicago are like these little like $10 shows at these small venues with all these local bands, which is perfect because people just want to see live music. It's like the best time for those kind of little DIY shows to happen because people don't really care who the artist is. If it's like in the genre they like, they're gonna want to see and they're gonna want to support the scene just because they can again. So I've also been, you know, loving those kind of shows that have been popping up and excited to go to some of those. But I will quickly do a little bit of a run through, not all of them, but some of the ones I'm excited for in the fall. Like I just mentioned, I'm going to both of the Knocked Loose Chicago dates, which is September 2nd and 3rd at the Metro. I'm so excited. I can't believe I'm gonna see them twice, like 2 days in a row. It's gonna be insane. I'm gonna be so bruised and dead by the end of it, but I cannot wait. I'm going to see Dance Gavin Dance in September, which has been postponed, you know, for like 10,000 years. It was supposed to happen April 2020. Now here we are, September 2021, but I am so excited. I think it's going to be so worth the wait. I literally cannot wait for that show. I'm seeing 21 Pilots at the Aragon Ballroom again in October. That was a whole mess with like the codes and all of that. If you guys know what I'm talking about, they're coming to like a bunch of cities doing a bunch of different shows at like progressively bigger venues, and of course everybody in Chicago wanted to see them at the Bottom Lounge, but it was like all completely luck based. It was like if you got a code, you're in, and you might get a ticket, but you're not even guaranteed a ticket if you got a code, right? So I luckily did get a code. Some people didn't even get a code, but I got a code for Aragon Ballroom, which is the third biggest venue out of all of them, but I'm not complaining. I saw them there in 2019 and it was amazing, so I'm actually super excited to see them again there. I'm also seeing Neck Deep in November at a new venue in Chicago called Radius that has just recently opened up that I've never been to, so I'm excited about that. I'm seeing Hot Mulligan. I mean, like, there's so much. This fall and winter is gonna be amazing. Like I said, I am gonna make a more detailed video in the coming months or so. Once I have a few more shows, you know, locked in for sure, I'll make a video about all of the shows I'm going to this fall. Next question is, are you going to Ridefest? Yes, I did mention this, but I am going to Ridefest this year. Once again, I've had tickets for this literally since January of 2020. The Ridefest date this year is the 17th through the 19th, but if you got early bird tickets, you actually get an extra night on the Thursday, the 16th. We're gonna get to see a bunch of extra bands, like get merch early, get early access. So I am very excited about that. Super curious to see what bands I'm gonna be able to see that night and like what fun surprises they kind of have in store for all the early bird people. Yeah, I'm so excited for Riot Fest. I actually have my tickets also for 2022, so I can see them MCR play next year at Riot Fest. So I'm set for Riot Fest for like 2 years. It's great, actually. It's like, okay, I paid it, we're done. So I'm so excited for Riot Fest. Riot Fest, like I said before, is honestly my favorite festival. Like, I mean, I love Warped Tour, and it'd be amazing if they brought Warped Tour back. But in terms of like really big festivals like this, like Riot Fest is amazing and I've missed it so much and I'm so excited. I also now work for Loyalist radio station, WLUW. I'm the podcast director now, and we have like a little booth at Riot Fest every year, so I might get like a press pass. I might be able to interview some bands at Riot Fest, like Knuckle Puck and Meet Me at the Altar, which would be a fucking dream. So I'm very excited. More to come for that. I'm also gonna do an in-depth video about Riot Fest before it happens and with all the bands that I want to see, like I did back in 2019, because that was really fun. But comment down below if you guys are going to Riot Fest as well, and let me know who you guys are excited to see. And the last question of the Q&A is, what are you most excited for this summer? I feel like this was like a cute little question to end it off on, you know? I am most excited for something that I might have hinted at before. I definitely tweeted about it, so follow me on Twitter, you probably know this. But at the end of the summer, one of the last weeks before school starts for everybody, Vama is coming to Chicago, which has been something that she and I have been planning for so long. If you didn't know, Vama's my best friend. I mentioned it in the last video though, so like y'all should know. But she's like my best friend from high school and from Albany and everything, and we have been talking about her coming to Chicago and visiting and like seeing a show and hanging out for like years, trying to plan it. But of course, it's never worked out because I've never been here for the summer yet. So this is finally happening, which is kind of perfect because like we're both 21 now, so like we can go to bars and stuff when she's here and do a few more things we probably couldn't do before. So I'm so excited. She's gonna be here from August 19th to the 24th, so it's like kind of a long weekend thing. Like she gets in Thursday night and she leaves Tuesday morning, I think. Yeah, so she's here for a few days, which is really exciting. We're hopefully gonna go to a few shows. There's a Bottom Lounge show and a Sub T show that popped up that weekend that we might go to one or both or something, but we have so many fun plans when she's here. Like we're gonna go to the beach and stuff and go thrifting. She's just never seen the city before. She's never been here, and I'm so glad that it all worked out. She was lucky enough to get a really good deal with flights, because like that was what I was stressing out about, and that was honestly like the most expensive part of the trip, is just flying here. So I'm so glad that it worked out. I literally, like, we are both so excited. We've literally been planning this for months, and it's like still in about a month and more. And we're planning for it because we have like so many things we want to get done and so many things we want to do, and she's here. And I just really hope that she likes the city. She wants to potentially move to a city post-grad, and so I'm really excited for her to visit Chicago and see if she kind of likes it, see if she likes the vibe and all that, and take her to a show here. Like, it's just gonna be amazing. I'm hoping that we will do some vlogs while she's here, maybe vlog part of the trip, some of the trip. I don't know, I don't want it to be like, you know, the whole thing is about a vlog and not about her actually being here, but it would be really fun to vlog some of the experiences, like if we go to a show together or something. So comment down below if you guys would like to see that. I'm also hoping to do a few vlogs while I'm home. I'll be home from July 22nd to August 10th. So I'm hoping to do maybe some vlogs with Vama while I'm home and just make some fun videos, like do another challenge with her or something, just because it's crazy that I haven't been home in 7 months. Like, this is the longest time I've ever been away from my parents and away from home in my life, which is like kind of insane. And it kind of feels like it's been a long time, but it also sort of doesn't. It's so weird. Like, what has time been these last few years? I don't know, but I'm very, very excited to go home and do some fun things and see Vama and hopefully see some of my other friends from home. But yeah, the thing I'm most excited for this summer, other than like going home and seeing my parents, which I am very, very excited for, is just Vama visiting here at the end of the summer. It's gonna be like a perfect end of summer hurrah kind of thing. So yeah, I cannot wait for that. But there you guys go. That has been my Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had so much fun filming it. I really like to film these videos, like I said, you know, like twice a year. Little life update, fun times. Hopefully you guys learned some more about me and my life and where I'm at. I'm gonna be a senior in the fall, which is crazy. It's insane. Like, life is like really getting real in terms of adulting and like jobs and stuff. Like, it's a lot. It's crazy, but you know, we'll talk about that in the next Q&A. So once again, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know how your summer's going. I hope you all are, you know, still staying safe, you know, being smart with COVID and stuff. Hope you've all gotten your vaccine if you can. Very, very important. And let me know if like you guys are going to any shows this summer, because stuff is already popping up around the other parts of the country. So feel free to let me know what shows you guys are going to this summer, what is something that you guys are very excited for this summer for you. Let me know. And I want to thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you guys liked it, and subscribe if you haven't. And other than that, I will see you all in my next video. Bye!